Blessings, this is Jaya Lee, and I wanted to welcome you and thank you for watching as we go in and start this wild new adventure, invisibility, which I know some of my clients are going through as well. So last month I got this wonderful initiation opportunity to be on the ABC and Fox and these morning interview shows and talk about living your Mission Impossible life, right? Tying into the Mission Impossible movie. And that was very fun. And I thought we would go a little deeper as I've been getting some questions and being invited into a little bit deeper conversation about what is a soul success coach. So they did ask me that. That was one of the questions on one of the shows, and some great things came forward, but I wanted to really go into it on this video because there's all different types of coaches. So there's life coaches and health coaches and relationship coaches and sports coaches for different things. And they're all intended to get different results, right? Business coaches. And so you go to those coaches so you have results in that area. So a soul success coach, which we've been doing without really thinking too much about what it actually is, but it is what it is, and that's probably part of the whole deal, is not getting too stuck in the mind about anything and trusting what is coming forward, trusting the gifts, trusting your life, trusting yourself. All of these things are part of what a soul success coach is. And rather than looking outside for answers, rather than trying to do something that's outside of yourself and make something happen, it's really a process of allowing what already is to emerge and to develop and to grow. And these amazing, beautiful visions that are emerging out of us that are like seeds lying dormant. Sometimes they need a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of positive reflection. Sometimes they need a little watering, a little reminding that they're even there. Sometimes they need replanting. It's pretty, right? What's needed could be a little dramatic at times. If we're really committed and really dedicated to living that soul intention and going from those intentions that are more survival based and that are more based in who we were taught to be or who we were conditioned to think of ourselves as. And so usually we're identified with all these different aspects. That could be our culture or our family or religion or gender or political affiliation, our career, different groups that we belong to, and then we can fight to defend those and protect them. And so beyond all of that, we are a divine being. We have come here on a mission, right? There's our mission impossible, although it only is impossible to the conditioned small self, right? The egoic self. It's totally impossible to that self because along with that seed of those divine gifts and that vision that we have, there's also implanted within it by divine design a process of letting go of what is not real. So that can be a little hint. And honestly, that came forward right now of what is a soul success coach. Now, there was a few things that we already had, including this poem that I did want to share. This is by Rumi. Got to bring in the big guns when you're going for your soul success. Those are quotations. It's not like catty soul success. Okay. It's fun too. It's really fun. You get to be yourself, right? So that's another thing. In the old paradigm, there's this heaven and earth split. And I think the divine feminine awakening, I'm getting some really amazing warriors, women warriors who are so brilliant in their creativity and their vision and their beingness, and who have gone through some really deep challenges and bringing forth this authentic self. And it's very different than going and training in a school, right? And then copying what someone else says. So there's no templates. There's no templates. There's barely an outline mostly. And then when there is an outline, sometimes it doesn't even totally get used because it's so much about being in the present moment. And it's so much about working with someone so deeply, going into that heart, that soul, that like Akashic records, just pulling all these things in, seeing patterns, and then being able to reflect that very clearly to where it's an initiation process. I do a 1 day with people, and that usually gets some things going, that for sure. And then we work further to bring that forward. All right. The one thing you must do. There's one thing in this world that you must never forget to do. If you forget everything else and not this, there's nothing to worry about. But if you remember everything else and forget this, then you will have done nothing in your life. Now that's pretty strong. You gotta love Rumi, I'm telling you. It says, if a king has sent you to a foreign land to do a task, and you perform 100 other services, but not the one he sent you to do. So again, the soul success being twofold. One is awakening into the present moment, and then two is allowing the gifts to be fully accessed, right? To be fully discovered, and then developed and delivered. Woo, we got the little alliteration there. Okay. So you don't have to compromise yourself. You don't have to try to fit in and do something else. You don't have to choose which box out in the world that you want to try to fit in, and then go jump in it and cut off half of yourself to fit in it and then try to go from there. It's a different process. And it's one where you're also realizing your value on a deep level, that this world needs what you are, who you are, from that sense, right? From that sense of we're here with a purpose, and from that place of evolution and being able to look at that. And then also being in that field where the thought that the world needs anything is ridiculous. It doesn't need to be saved. We don't need to be saved. Everything, everyone is already whole and complete. So we're coming from that framework. And at the same time, in the space of evolution, in that dimension, we are bringing it forth. So human beings come to do particular work. That work is the purpose and is specific to each person. If you don't do it, it's as though a priceless Indian sword were used to slice rotten meat. Oof. So that shows to how valuable you would not be here. You really wouldn't be here if you didn't have something amazing to contribute. And if that resonates with you, then you definitely really want to be committed to this process of allowing that to come forward. Because if that resonates for you, it means you are carrying a seed of tremendous contribution, and the world needs this now. You say, but look, I'm busy. I'm not lying idle. And he says, do you hear how ludicrous this sounds? So I guess they were busy even back in the day of Rumi. I guess there's a lot of busyness going on. So again, even if you're using part of your talents, part of your gifts, but you're using them in ways to perpetuate the old dying system, which is really destroying the planet and destroying us at a really great and quick pace here. If you're using your gifts to participate in that old energy, it's a very different, you're probably not feeling very inspired and wonderful, first of all. So we're really designed to bring something forth that is new, that's amazing. And that is what Soul Success Coaching is all about, to bring forth that true, authentic self, bring it to life, and allow those true gifts and talents to come to life, and allowing it to be a win-win for all involved. Yes, yes. We have to read this one little part, and we'll go here. Remember the deep root of your being. Give your life to the one who already owns your breath and your moments. So on that note, we are just knowing that everything is unfolding in that divine grace, in this beautiful sacred moment. We're coming into that place of a deep relaxation, a deep remembering beyond time, beyond space. Into that space of remembering that everything is exactly as it is meant to be. And so it is. All right, we will be back. Ding ding, shortly. Blessings.